Hey guys, Bama with you. This is the Hometown Classic 6-course qualifier we did. First two up are Teal Gardens and Tundra Peak. So off the T11 here, Torpedo, 164 here into the pin. I think I did one click to the right here, maybe two. Forget which I did, you can see. 70 or 80% would be 170. I think I went just slightly over 80%. Yep, 81. And 80 would have been just fine. 79 probably would have been fine. But we're 1 for 1. All right, on 2, always check to see what the pin is before you hit the drive. Don't want to be, blocked out by bunkers or anything. So make sure I put it to the far right side of the fairway, so I've got a pretty straight shot in. Hit another 3-iron stinger here. I think I did 3 clicks to the left here. And I'm not sure if the swipe was really good or not, but again, it's about an 80% shot here. I think it was 160 or 170, and just runs it past. All right, on to 3. I didn't look at this. I should have did the flyby to see where that pin exactly was. Sometimes it'll look like it's on the right side of that bunker, but it's not. Sometimes it's directly behind the bunker. So I should have did a flyby on that. Did not. Just got lucky, and it was not quite as tucked as it could have been. But make the putt and move on. 4, I hit a sniper. So I play about 20 yards off of that wind, because usually I play at triple whatever the wind is. So that'd have been 21, so it'd be 151. I think I hit it just short of 100%. Carried 146 right by the pin. All right, on the 5, I never, ever play right there, ever. I always go as far as I can down the fairway. I'm sure other people can play over that pagoda, but I am not one of those players. I am not that good. My swipe sucks 9 times out of 10. And you have to have a really perfect swipe to go through that section. So I'll almost always play it over here or play it to that island there in the middle of the lake. I'll take the zero hybrid and just play it under this tree. Put a little hookage on it just to make sure you miss all the limbs, and just make the putt. On to 6. I think I played this one pretty shitty. 303 to the pin. I should have taken the high tee driver here. Or the high loft driver with the high tee. I think I did a medium tee. Yeah, I did a medium tee here. Probably caught some Invisileaves. I don't have the volume up on my phone watching this back, but probably hit some leaves right there. And left it about 10, 11 yards short. That's about the max you can putt with a Ranger, so I just knocked that in with a Ranger. Played enough slope. All right, 7 here. It's 214. It's almost a perfect 3-iron, but I put a little bit of loft on it, so the bronze tee, to make sure it cleared that front. Front fringe, because it will kill it if you hit any of the rough or the fringe. Moved about 3 clicks to the right to play with the wind and slope. Just cleared the fringe and just finds the cup. So as you'll see, if I would not have put a bronze tee on that, it would not have cleared with the percentage I hit it, because it just barely clears. So a little bit extra loft, and it helped out considerably there. All right, on to 8. So we're 2 better through 7. 8 is just a high tee driver, far as you can hit it. Just make sure you play around the reeds there. Pardon my 3-year-old for sucking down some peaches here. All right, high loft driver here with the javelin. I played a little bit too much wind here. Either that or the swipe was bad. It's the first time watching this back through, so. And the swipe's okay. So I just played too much wind. But more GSPs. Pretty good distance control on that one. And then 9. Probably could have hit a high loft driver here. Ended up going down to the 3 wood with a sniper. Thought that was a safer play.
Hold on.
Thank you, baby. All right, end up dead center of the green and make a putt, 50-footer. And that's all for the front. All right, hopefully he calms down for the back so I can at least hear myself speak. All right, there's 16. All right, on to the back.
One pointed down.
And of course he's being
Can't put down.
being a shit.
No, hey.
Hold, please.
Da.
All right, so I looked at going to the island, the circle island there. It ended up going back to the right here. High loft driver gets it over with the wind pushing almost every time. I'm always scared of that little red landscaping thing there at the tee box. It always scares the shit out of me. So high loft always clears it though. Did not want to leave it short, so I put a little bit extra oomph on this one. But good shot either way, safe shot. In. This is a tough shot for me. I always want to go for this, and I end up going for it anyways. I should have hit a 6-iron because it doesn't roll out as much as 5 will. But that's right at 50% is 86, so I should hit this about 50%. I think I hit a little bit more than 50%. I hit at 51%. As you can see, it barely hung on for dear life. But maybe if I played the wind a little bit better, Onwards. 12, just go over here to the right side. Whenever I decide to move the fucking ball. There we go. Good job, buddy. Head out of your ass. There you go. All right, torpedo. Get the swipe semi-straight. And put it way out there as far as you can. I'm pretty sure I hit a 3 wood here. Yeah. So it's 30 yards extra. I hit it full. It's about 20 yards, really. So I went 269, so it's about 22 yards with a crosswind there. So you can use that for future reference. Kind of contemplating going up to a bronze tee here. And as you'll see, if I were to just hit the damn thing full. Did I hit it full? I did hit it full. Okay, so yeah, I needed a bronze too. Yeah. Probably would have been passed, but you can't make it if you don't get it there. All right, on 14. This was a iffy pin. So I just played it up far down the fairway as I could. Kind of sort of brought water into the picture here. Shouldn't have. That was a lot farther than I should hit that. I end up hitting a 4-iron here. No, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So, yeah. So it'd be 171 again would be 80%. That's 190. A little more 190 with the wind blow back in your face. It'd make it about 178 or 168. Sorry. End up going 166. All right, 15's pretty simple setup, I thought. Pins on the front. So I always play for this island, as I do. And you can play from the other island if you want, but I think it's a little bit longer shot. 274, so did I jab this? No, I sniped it. Okay. So I played full wind like a moron, and I get pretty lucky with the result. But with that front pin, I usually don't hit jabs. I usually hit snipers, or if the wind's pushing it, I'll hit a orbit.
They're going to help me to jump.
And got pretty close.
Jump up.
Baby, you know I hit the fucking jump button. Hit the fucking jump button. You know how to jump.
How to jump up?
Oh, my God. Make the putt. Anyways, move on. Okay, 16. Again, played full wing because I didn't like doing anything else.
Okay, job.
And luckily played just enough wind to keep it on the green. All right, 17.
Chop up.
Once I look around and do something stupid.
Chop up something.
All right, onwards to hole 17. You can play around the bell or go through it with that wind blowing directly back into the pin. I decided to take I think it was a 5. If it's a 4 iron, you have to hit the high tee. If it's a 5 iron, you have to hit the medium tee. So the medium tee will go through that small gap right there. Just line up. This distance was pretty much where it needs to be. Get the back and forth, swipe straight, and right through the gap, and onto the green for a pretty simple putt. All right, we make that. And then 18 was a pretty good look for a jab. It was a deep pin. So a little danger in overhitting it. So when it was the back of the tee box, I hit the 292, took a little bit off of it, I believe. Like 2%, I think it was. No, it's like 1%. No, 2%. I was right. Okay. So didn't play the wind quite right, but the distance was really good. So there's Teal. I'll be back momentarily with Tundra. All right, here we are with Tundra Peak. Not my best effort. Let's just spoiler alert that out there right now. All right, just going to take a torpedo off the tee. End up going with a Maniac just to make sure I was safe into the fairway. Since it was a short pin, I didn't want to be stuck in the rough and have a really awkward second shot. So I took the 1 iron here. 121 is 45%. So I think I had this 46 plus about 6 or 7. And I added a little bit for the rough and killed it past. Should have been about a 54, 55% shot. Did the math wrong. So onwards to 2. Just putting it out there in the fairway with the high loft driver, with the Maniacs, trying to get a pretty straight line for the pin. It's a short pin. Well, like a medium pin, I believe, a short pin, but still gonna be a 9 wood. I thought the 1.5 would push it enough to not have to move any break, but clearly, unless my swipe was shitty, which it could have been, it didn't go far enough right. So, all right, 3 was a long look, so pretty sure I just jabbed this down. Probably could have just left it alone as far as with the wind pushing it, but I ended up moving, I think a click or so to the right. That may be actually straight now I look at it. But, yeah. A little too far. You can ranger out of that. You can just put out of that too if you feel froggy, but it'll get there from like 6 or 7 yards. All right, 4, just play over here to this little fairway area. I always make sure I play far enough to the right to where I don't hit the sand. If I do underhit it, it'll hit the rock instead like that one did and bounce down. Getting stuck in that snow is yeah, it's a mess. All right, 296, into the wind. It's a big downhill run once it hits the green, so I'm pretty sure I took something off of this. Undoubtedly, I didn't. Yep, 99.5%. And killed it past, so I need to be about 98 and play a little bit more break. So, as you'll see in the later videos, I've had a tendency to leave some things short that were on decent lines. This one I took the regular big stick driver. You can take the high loft with the wind pushing out like this. May have been beneficial for more carry, but catches the rough, stops it, leaves you a long putt. I always check the slopes on both ways. It's a thing you see on cabinets a lot at the arcade. And see if there's any slope that it doesn't notate or figure out to make sure you don't miss to the left or the right. 6 in the fairway with sniper. Not the easiest pin, so I decided to try to go a little bit more aggressive here. Sniper would have been a better play in retrospect, because I was on a pretty good line. I should have just let it sit, but you know, trying to use that backup ball and have a highlight type shot instead of just taking the GSP. All right, onwards to 7. I think I just snipered just snipered this. So there's not really much you can do with it besides that. Just tucked on the right. Can't really back up or anything, so it's just going to sit there, make a putt. No issue there. All right, to 8. Play's always over here for me anyways. There may be maybe another way to play it, but I'm pretty sure this is the play. Maniac's up at there. Make sure you keep it on that area. Don't miss off, because you'll be in no man's land and be looking at a 5 or a 6 instead of a 3. Took the orbits here. Probably could have went down a club and hit a sniper. But again, dumbass trying for hole outs the dumb way. So, all right, almost to 9. Kind of a longer look into the wind, but with the pin being in the back, I just teed up to the big driver and hit a with a high tee and a grabber. Cut through that wind a little bit, and it just kind of eased down to the cup. It's a pretty simple putt. So clean front, but no GSP, which is not good for the seating purposes. All right, on to the back. Ten is was it like a medium look? Usually, if it's on the back, you want to go at the bottom left. You want to go to this fairway. So it's on the bottom left side of the green. If it's ever in the middle or the top side, sometimes I go to the other fairway and try to hit a 3-iron or 4-iron stinger, sniper. But this one just runs down the hill. It's got to play the wind right. Sometimes when it hits, it plays a little left one or right one like it did here, because that wind was going directly at the pin and it's like stopped going toward it and went to the left a little bit there. So just hit a gentle putt. If you hit a rain drive, that sometimes it'll pop over the hole. So just hit a little 45-50% putt, no issue. Got kind of lucky here. Got a really shitty bounce, and thankfully it stopped. So probably should have went up one more club here, but the idea was right, but just left it short. So even if I hit it completely full, it would have been short. So one more club up was probably the play. All right, I saw this looking off, immediately thought javelin, but I didn't hit it hard enough either. Should have put a bronze tee or maybe even a silver tee on it. Didn't play the wind right, as you'll see. That's why it wasn't great anyhow. But it hits the crap and stops. Another long putt. Again, I didn't check my, yeah, there we go. See, I always check my slopes. So make sure there wasn't anything funny going on. Straight swipe in the hole. 13 was a little bit more of a difficult drive. Just make sure it cleared the mountains there. Sometimes you can go through that little gap in between the two mountains and hit like a javelin and make it stick right there. Got lucky, got a good bounce off the rough, and pretty good look here for its second. I went up 2 clubs and just let the wind do its thing. There's really no reason to be too aggressive here with that pin. Just get up there, make your putt, and get on to 14. I used to play up in that between the 2 sand dunes there, or sand dunes, Jesus Christ, snow dunes there, but now I've started going down to the bottom like everybody else does. clubbed up and just went ahead and hit the sniper just to play it safe. Tundra's, of course, at par is really good. So I just, figured that's what I needed to be. Not playing stupid, just trying to play good, clean golf, especially after having the 2-better on Teal and the clean front. I wanted to do my best to make sure I didn't screw this up here. This one was, with the wind pushing, it was enough to clear that rock. Got to look at it and hit any other rock, because that would have been deep, deep shit. But made it on, made the putt. All right, 16. Always going for that fairway piece there and top of that mountain. Did a pretty good job getting it there. And then here's where the mistakes happen. So instead of hitting what I should have hit, which either was a javelin or a streak, I used the full wind and hit a ranger, because the ranger will skip up through that right there, no problem. I didn't consider the wind. That may have been the right shot either way, but yeah, when you play 18 tons of break and swipe to the right, yeah, bad things happen. And then you compound that by looking around and thinking, hey, do I chip this? Do I putt this? Let's just move one click to the right and try to putt the fucking thing and hop right over the hole. So missing a putt cost me 2 there, which was irritating as fucking sin. But in qualifying, you kind of got to forget these things. Got lucky here. Should have hit this full. Took some off, trying to be cute, and got real lucky to stay up right there. I could have been deep, deep trouble as well. Another percent though, I could have been in the hole. So, depends on how you want to look at it. All right, last one here on 18. Just the maniacs. Make sure you don't hit it too far. And just barely got lucky there. I kind of struggled there the last 4 or 5 holes there. Got lucky on 15, and then unlucky on 16, and real lucky on 17, 18. All right, I'll be back with the next 2 courses. Thanks, guys.